pretty face. Because look, there you are. Ow, I just banged my thing.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready to
It's
roll.
too late. We already started.
Oh, shit.
Good morning. Actually, it's not morning at all. It's evening.
Yeah.
As you could probably tell, I've been on a little bit of a vacation, so it's just morning to me. And to tell you the truth, we're 5 hours ahead, so it's like 10:30 at night right now, so I should be very tired.
It's London time.
Is it London time, 5 hours
Yeah.
ahead? It's about the same flight.
My daughter's there, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, is it the same flight? 6.5 hours?
Yeah, it was like close to 7.
That's not bad.
No.
So it's like, really? Oh, yeah, Morocco's definitely.
It's like straight, like
Yeah.
south of Spain over there. So.
Yes, you're right on the same.
Well, stop wasting time on
Latitude,
this segment with this.
longitude.
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Local BizCast. I am the Dr. Pete, as most of you very much know. I'm going to do this first.
Sure.
I'm going to tell people
Yeah.
to please, if you're enjoying the Local BizCast, please help us out by liking and subscribing. I'm supposed to ask you guys to do that. I've probably spent like the last 7 or 8 episodes trying to do that, so go ahead and go to Local BizCast on YouTube Live. You can go to Local BizCast on Spotify. You can go to Local BizCast on Apple Podcasts. You can go anywhere you can find your BizCast. I'm actually going to get on iHeartRadio. What do you think about that?
How about I'm going to get on iHeart?
Oh, hey-oh! Perfect segue because we have a news anchor in the house over here. I just found that out like a minute ago. I had no freaking clue. That is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Natalie Zammitti Shaw, Jersey girl attorney, is in the house right here.
Thank you.
Unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
You got some, I can't wait. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. We've got some action
I'm
going
fun,
on.
you
You're
know.
fun. Please, energy. You're gonna be my co-host. I'm actually, holding rehearsals for co-hosting.
Are
And
you
now that I
really?
know, no, I'm not. But I'm gonna say that. But now
that would
that I
be
know,
fun.
you were
I
a
mean,
communications major in Delaware.
Yeah, I was a blue hen. Yeah.
Blue hen.
Mass communications major. Yeah. That's right. I almost became a news anchor.
Oh my God! We'll tell you. Now we gotta go. The little tease. What I love is like you actually had a job. Like the professor said.
I did. Yeah, I had a professor at Delaware. He was pretty amazing. He was my public speaking.
You could throw his name
class.
out. Do you remember his name?
No, are you crazy?
No, I don't
How many
remember.
Years ago that was.
I don't remember any.
No.
You remember your like high school teachers and elementary school teachers, right?
Some.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Not college, no.
I'm lying. I remember one of my college professors' names because he was like a Harvard guy, and then he came over and we did some research together. Other than that, that's the only reason I know him. But like any other class,
No, I don't remember. Oh, one.
not single, right?
No.
Do you feel old right now?
Yes.
Like the Alzheimer's is kicking in?
It's not even that. I feel like you left college and there's a lot of.
What did I learned my
drinking
social
going
security?
on
Yeah,
in
the only thing I came out of it was my social security number that I memorized in college.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
I guess no, I don't. Besides like the stuff that because I did like athletic training and all that kind of stuff, so I remember like some of the anatomy from there. But obviously, I did that. I don't think I remember a single thing I learned in college.
No. Once I went to law school, I lost. I had minored in Japanese.
No, you didn't. You minored in Japanese. Your major was in major communications, and you minored in Japanese. Who the hell are you? What are you talking about? I've known you for 20 years. How do I not know any of this?
Yeah, I minored.
Do you know any Japanese at all right now?
God, once I went to law school, I lost.
Stop. It was like a little flusher on the side of it. Totally just gone. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I could say
a few
couple
words.
of words. Yeah, I can count to 10. Ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roko, nana, hachi, kyuju.
Okay, all right. So that's what people in high school who learn a language learn. You minored in this. You didn't just take it in college.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many years? I don't want to tell you how many years, but
We're
minored.
pretty
I went to Japan. I studied over there.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does any?
exciting.
I
It was really
hopefully
exciting.
people that we know are going to watch this one, and I want to know if anybody actually knows that about Natalie, because that is something I
Not
had
many
no idea.
people. I don't think I've told many people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does your husband know?
Yes, of course he knows.
Are you sure he knows? This is not probably
so.
general knowledge.
I believe.
You better go home and ask.
Yeah,
I want to know. That's unbelievable.
Yes.
So, all right. So, majored in communications, minored in Japanese,
Yes.
decided not to go. Did we talk about it? I don't know. We talked about it before, but you decided you were not going to go out to the Midwest. This professor.
Yeah, this professor had secured a job for me in the Midwest, and I just.
Oh, he secured the job for you.
He did.
What city in the Midwest?
I feel like it was somewhere in Nebraska.
It definitely was Omaha.
It
was Omaha.
And
You were going to be a weather woman in Omaha, but that's how it starts, doesn't it?
No, and I couldn't. I don't have family out in Nebraska.
Yeah, that was like a small stepping stone. You would have been out there for like, what, 4 months? And you would have been like, oh my God, she is amazing.
Yeah,
It's
no,
Natalie.
there was a discussion about the progression and how
Yes.
you have to go to the different networks and
Yes.
there's all different levels and, Philadelphia versus New York and LA and Chicago.
Was it WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yes.
So, now we're both aging ourselves. I don't even know if that thing's been around for 40 years.
I don't
but
think that's on anymore.
Oh. All right, so that was a no-go.
that
You're
was
not
no-go.
going to someplace in Nebraska.
Right, no. Then I decided to go to law school.
Yeah, okay.
I had to do something.
Yeah, I mean, you were a communications major and a Japanese minor, and you just made a left turn. I'm like, I'm going to go to law school
That's
now?
it.
That wasn't
I'm
even
gonna
an
go to law school. It was my mother.
I was about to say, were your
Yeah,
parent?
I had
Is your
a-
parent?
of course,
Is your
it was my
mother a lawyer?
No, she was a teacher.
My mom's a teacher.
Yeah. She
What
was
about
a
your
middle
father?
school teacher. He did car sales.
No.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, all over. He did car sales and he did engines for yachts, actually. Cigarette boats. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some of those.
So he had a lot of those little cocaine runs down in Miami over there? I like that.
Yeah.
Wait, where are
it
you
was
from
fun,
originally now?
Paramus.
You're a Paramus girl. We talked about this.
I grew up in Paramus.
I don't know what's in the water
Love
in Paramus.
Paramus.
Whatever's in the water in Paramus, you guys are some of the most successful people in the history of people around, especially in New Jersey. I don't know what's going on. All my
Paramus is
friends
so
are from
big,
Paramus. It's
amazing.
amazing.
I was a councilwoman in Paramus. You know that.
Yeah, that I knew.
Yeah.
So, but then you went up to, was it Orange County right after Paramus or no?
I did. Yeah, we moved up there for 15 years almost.
I'm going to lose people, but because I was a Rockland guy, so I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
That was, all right.
It just, wasn't for me. Bergen County's for me.
You're 15. How many years you were up there?
15.
50. You can't say it wasn't for you. You were up there for 15 years. You anchored in roots in there, and so I mean.
Well, my kids did. Not
Yeah,
me
yeah.
so much.
All right, and now you're back in Bergen.
Back in Bergen.
Welcome back.
Bergen. Yeah.
And so much has happened. Look at you. You guys just started a brand new law practice.
We did. Sherry Breen and I. Yeah.
How much did you have to pay her to put your name on the front at the top over there?
No.
Sherry, how much did she pay you? What's the bet? There's got to be something there. Zammitti Shaw. She's Z and S. You're Breen. You're B.
It was all marketing. It's all marketing.
Yeah.
That's it.
It sounded nicer.
It sounded like multiple.
Oh, I got it. Sherry, you just
We
got to
asked
pick up a
our-
few
we asked
names.
our-
You would have
Right.
Zammitti Shaw. Oh, you also have the amount of syllables and everything like
It
that.
wasn't even actually my decision. It was our website
Branding,
developer.
yeah.
Yeah. We asked in which direction we should go.
Got it. I feel like you
it was
still had
great.
it. It's like, when an athlete has to pay somebody when they have their number, like, I'm going to pay you off. Like, all right, listen, this is going to be like this forever. So, you guys are so young. How long ago was this? This is...
3 months?
Is that it?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, like, 3 months.
No, January. Yeah.
Holy cow.
3
Congratulations.
months. Thank you very much.
It's amazing.
Yes. It's
Jersey girl
exciting.
attorney in the house.
Jersey girl. Well, Jersey girl was branded,
That's true.
about 2 years ago. So that started pre the law firm, but Jersey girl is it's a fun alter ego of myself.
Yeah, trust me. Look what's going on over here.
Yeah.
You might be my co-host. I'm just in awe right now. I'm stuck. I'm like staring at you. I can't even believe like this is the history that I'm first getting now. Right?
It's always fun. You always need someone to banter with.
I think I'm gonna do it.
It's
I
like
think.
Kelly and what's his name?
Well, who is it now? Oh, is it Mark?
Mark, that's
yeah,
it. Kelly and
Consuelos?
Mark.
Yeah. Is that who's
Mark
doing
in
it
the
now? It's not
morning.
Strahan anymore.
No. Oh my God, he left a while ago.
Oh man, I'm old. I don't know. I don't watch
Kelly
TV.
and Mark. In the
Kelly and
morning.
Mark.
Where's our coffee?
Wait, who's?
Coffee?
We
What's
have
happening
coffee.
here?
Well, that's the other podcast that I do. Wait, no, there was somebody in between. Who's the guy that hosts all the New Year's Eve? Wasn't he on there too? What's his name?
Ryan Seacrest?
Yeah, wasn't Ryan Seacrest on there for a bit? Why am I promoting
Yeah,
their
he
show?
was, he
Get
was.
out of here.
Right.
You guys are doing just fine. I don't need to compete with you
No.
guys. You know what? I don't think Mark and Kelly are talking about Pete and Natalie on the
No,
local
I don't
BizCast.
think- I don't think
But
they
you guys
are.
should. Maybe this will go online. Hey guys, can you believe we had a local BizCast out of Bergen County talking about us? They blew us up. We had
No,
6
no.
more viewers
No,
the following morning. It's just crazy. No, we got to talk about you. All right, so like you grow up, like you had no idea you were going to become an attorney, and
I
you
didn't.
go to college. You're going to become an anchor, and I think like I could see that. I could completely see that.
So many people have told me that.
Right, amazing. But I know you now as for over 20 years as an attorney.
Yeah.
And I could see that too because you're an absolutely amazing attorney. So how the heck did you?
So
It was your mom.
It was my mother, right, who suggested that I go to law school.
Do you remember the conversation? Is it vivid?
I was vivid. I was walking on the Delaware campus, and we're on the phone, and she's like, well, "What are you gonna do?" And I'm like,
This is
"I don't
after you
know."
told her you're not moving to Omaha.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me, But maybe if I had taken that step, you never know where I would be now. You always, sometimes think
it would have been Kelly and Natalie. Of course it would have been. Obviously. I know for a fact you would have done it. So I think I actually know somebody who went in the opposite direction. So one of my good friends she was an attorney. She was a partner in a huge firm. She left and now she's on GMA, and all that kind of stuff. But she does like stylists and stuff like that. So Melissa Garcia, that's a little shout out to you. One of my good friends and fraternity brothers. I mean, we grew up together in Rockland County. Dave Garcia, another shout out, buddy. That's for you. But Melissa went in that direction and now she's very famous with that stuff and she loves it. She left like unbelievably successful law career. And she goes, I'm not doing this anymore. And I think, if I'm getting the story right, I'm sorry, Dave and Melissa, if that's not the case, but she came on a Wednesday night. She goes, I can't do this anymore. And Dave was like, yeah, okay. And then the next day she was done.
Wow.
And I'm like, right now, my whole stomach and inside. If Kelly told me like she was done, like I'm going to go do something that I have not done at all before, I'll be like, no, you're not. I'd have a hard time with that. Like we'd have to have a slow transition.
I've thought about it.
Even still recently?
What?
Sherry!
It's crossed my mind over the years. I don't know about recently in the past 3 months, but it definitely has been in the forefront of my brain as something.
I picture it.
I always just, drew me in as a different career path.
Should we have a poll on the local BizCast?
Sure.
Do you think Natalie should start doing a little bit of maybe some BizCast action over here? You don't have the time to co-host this. Do you have the time? It's only half an hour. It's not bad.
Right. I mean,
and now, so I don't know if you guys know, but we've changed it. We're not doing these completely perfectly live right now. We are filming it. I'm not editing it yet, unless, of course, Natalie's like, you better edit that out. But, like, we can film this at any time.
Sure.
And you don't live that far.
No, I don't.
Oh, you better watch out. I'm going to lock you in right now. Live on the local BizCast.
Woo!
So. All right, so you made
live
this.
With Pete and Natalie.
There you go. Mark and Kelly, you better watch out. We're coming for you guys. So you made this left turn. Your mom said, you remember it vividly. You're walking on the Delaware campus, and she says what?
Why don't you go to law school? It was a simple conversation.
That was it. And your answer right then and there was?
Yeah, why not?
Did you had to take the LSAT, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I took the LSAT.
With your communications major and your Japanese minor you took poli-sci and all that stuff.
No, I took a gap year in between college. Yeah, I worked at MBNA America, which was a big credit card company down in Delaware at the time.
Okay.
For about a year, I guess. About a year.
But you had to take some prereq or no, you did all that in Delaware.
Yeah, in order to go to law school, you can major in anything you want. So there's no prereq to take the LSAT and get into law school. So.
Because for us, we had to take a certain amount of credits of biology.
None, zero. None of that was necessary.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to law school tomorrow. Sorry, guys, I'm out. I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And you did it. One crack at the LSAT, nailed it?
That's a good question. I don't remember if I took it more than once. I actually don't remember taking it more than once.
All right.
So it could have been once.
And then so you left. One and done. Delaware, gap year, LSAT. Then where'd you go to law school?
Seton Hall.
Oh, God, Jersey girl.
That's it.
Man, we can't get you out of here.
No.
Seton Hall.
I love Jersey.
Very, very, very popular amongst our friends, let me tell you.
Very popular.
So 3 years there.
3 years there.
Any big stories come out of 3 years at Seton Hall?
Well, of course, I didn't want to be in the area that I am in currently. I wanted to be an entertainment lawyer.
Obviously, you were going to be an agent. Now we're moving on. Communications, Japanese, lawyer, agent, anchor. I don't even know where we're going. You're definitely going to be an agent. You're still going to be an agent. Is that what it is, agent, or just entertainment law?
Entertainment law. I did do an internship at Polygram Records in the city one summer.
Of course.
But I realized that really wasn't my path. It's a lot of contracts, in-house, sitting at a desk, and that's obviously not for me.
No.
I'm outgoing. I want to interact. I want to, meet the people, get to know judges, lawyers, people around.
Yeah, you're definitely not in trial. That's for sure. Most of the time in entertainment law, right? That's all just,
No.
Yeah.
Plus, I remember vividly during that internship that the Janice, I think was her name, the attorney that I was.
Can you believe you don't remember anything, but you remember Janice?
Oh, no, wow.
All right, Janice.
I remember her
I don't know. You remember every one of your friends' phone numbers on their old, touchstone. Of course you remember that.
She's like, oh, you have to go and get 5 years of litigation experience. And I'm thinking, lady, you're out of your mind.
For what? Just to come back here and look at documents?
Right.
Yeah.
So
all right.
it just wasn't. It wasn't.
Throw that in the Omaha garbage can.
Throw that back there.
Into an Omaha, you ain't doing that either. All right. So,
Yeah,
so one summer internship. You and by the way, we had a local bizcast. One of the local girls here who does high school internships. I think is the greatest thing in the world. You get to do that in high school. You get to do it in college, so you don't make the mistake after you're done.
Right.
When you do it in high school, you save a lot of money. Yeah. Some people were like, "Oh, I want to be a chiropractor," and they were like, "Oh no, I'm going to go to physical therapy school," or "I don't like any of this, and I'm going to save all that time and money, and I'm going to become something else." So
it is very smart.
Yeah,
it really, really is, and I think they should do it more in the high schools.
I think this program is terrific. So, Jen Arity, another shout out to you, girl, because you guys, I think, are incredible. So it's a win-win. So you did that internship. Was that 1L, 2L? What was that? When did you?
2.
Yeah. All right. So then now you
somewhere between 2 and 3L.
Got it. Mm-hmm. And you have to make another left turn.
Well,
not really.
My initial thought was, all right, I'm going to get the 5 years, but in my back of my head, I'm like, this lady, really? 5 years?
And then you were going to be working for Janice?
Right.
I'm not working for you, Janice. There's no way. So she's not going to know. Like, I mean, is she here up in Bergen County?
No, I don't think. I don't think she was.
She was a little older. All right, city girl. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So you find out you don't want to do that, which is a very valuable thing to find out.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. But then now you graduate.
I was just so much more personable.
Yeah.
Right. Then I graduate law school. I get a job with another firm here in Bergen County, but I'm not doing litigation. I'm doing construction. They called it litigation, but it was really I'm looking at boxes of documents, Bates stamped. It was hell. However, I did get to go to St. Martin and go to Dutch court, which is unusual.
Wow.
Yes.
That's like a movie, like you get to do that.
That was pretty exciting to see. They had the wigs and the black.
No way! Yes. The whole curls and everything like that?
Yes, it was exciting.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, do you remember the outfits that you were wearing when you went down there?
No.
You sure?
Outfits?
Yes, because I'm picturing the movie now. You're like,
Yeah, It was an experience. It was an experience.
Oh, man.
Then I second chaired an election contest for the mayor's race in Alpine many, many moons ago.
All right.
That was another exciting. That was a trial. That really got me interested in a little bit of, the litigation world, so to speak.
Was that in front of judge and jury, or is that just judge?
That was just a judge.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's your thing, because you're a people person.
Yeah.
Relationship builder, storyteller.
Somewhat, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What do you mean somewhat? Look at your whole Instagram page. You kidding me?
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah.
Anchorwoman, agent
Politics.
extraordinaire. Politics.
So I got involved in politics in college.
Yeah. Oh, in college? I thought that was when you came back.
And then when I came back. So when I was in college, I had a boyfriend at the time.
Do we at least remember his name?
Rob, which is my husband's name.
All right.
He was like the assistant chief of staff, and it was for the governor's race down in Delaware. I went the entire state with them throughout the entire campaign, so it was pretty exciting.
It wasn't Biden at the time, was it?
No.
That would have been pretty interesting.
I did meet Biden.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
During that time frame, yeah. But he lost the candidate that we were supporting.
Okay.
He lost, but it was an experience. It was an experience being involved in politics to that degree, and that was the first time I really had any taste of it. And then coming back and getting involved here while I was in law school, I helped out Lou Costco, who was a state senator, and that kind of, that was the springboard to me getting involved myself. And then
why are you not in this governor's race? Everybody's in this governor's race. No. There's 916 potential governors in the state of New Jersey this time over here. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah,
there's too many.
I think so.
There's too many.
Well, I mean, the primary is coming up in June.
Mm-hmm.
That'll narrow it
down. Yeah. Well,
it has to.
Right.
If not, something's really weird going on here in New Jersey. Which, hey, listen, I don't know, but you became a personal injury attorney.
Became a personal injury attorney. Yeah.
Was there one case that you were like, Like you just got like you weren't even going to take it. I was going to do criminal, but I'm like, all right, let me take this one. And you're
no,
like,
I never wanted to do criminal.
No?
I never wanted to do family law. No, that I knew from the jump.
okay.
No.
But entertainment law?
Was there a case? No. It was more about the circumstances surrounding all cases and how they operate and function, and being able to actually help, people that have been injured, and to help them get something back in return for what's been taken from them. Which really, that's what drew me to personal injury, because being involved in politics too, and your civic duty and giving back to the community kind of goes, I think, hand in hand.
Yeah. I don't want to usurp any of your time here, but like I obviously with the experience of how we know each other, I found it so I don't know, rewarding, I guess. I hate to say that, but as when I treat the patients and I get to then testify on their behalf and just watch the games that are being played, and it just
by the attorneys.
Let's just, can I say that? I don't know. I don't want to game. I'm talking about, no. I'm more defense. What are you talking about? Defense. Like, I mean, what are you talking about?
Defense.
You have,
okay.
What drives me nuts, and again, it's a game that they do this every single day. I get it. They have, this is their job is to do this. But like, what really bothered me, and I learned a lot from this, was when there was a middle-aged gentleman. We were the same age. Actually, we were in our 30s. So it was, I can't even call it middle-aged, right? Never had any problems before, this, that, the other thing. Was driving down the road. Some guy, I mean, I'll show you the details. The guy was taking his daughter to college. So he had one of those turtles on his thing, and his car was packed, and he reversed out of his driveway and hit my patient's car, right? So, okay. And he was injured. And he never had any neck pain. He had a herniation in his neck. He had a positive NCV EMG. He had problems with his arm. He had a brand new baby. He was concerned about lifting the baby. He had the epidurals. He did everything the right way and got no cost. They were hitting him on liability, the guy was reversing out of his car, his driveway. They hit him on injury and permanency and causality and everything like that. And I'm like, how is that possible?
Was this pre, Ring cameras and...
Yeah, it's probably going back. It's going back a little bit.
Wow.
And that really bothered me. And from then on, I really started taking it a little bit more seriously, because that is completely like, there's some people who are a little bit more malingering and, whatever it is, and they're trying to just get a piece. But there's people who are injured. And these people, the insurance company doesn't recognize that as a legitimate thing, and they're going to fight it no matter what. And that bothers me.
Wow. They see nobody is ever being injured, right? Ever.
Nobody ever has had an acute injury in a car accident.
Ever.
In the history of a car accident. Nope. That's the part
I
that
had
hits.
a case where, believe it or not, the defense doctor agreed with my doctor, which is rare to come by. So he agreed not, in that she had permanent injuries and that it was causally related. Do you know the insurance company did not pay out, and we had to drag it all the way out and go to a trial? They only settled, it was before we gave closing arguments. I said, why does it have to
You already went to trial. You were already sitting in trial.
I'm in the midst of this trial thinking, how can this be? They have nobody else to bring to court, right? So it was a UIM claim.
Okay.
So the tortfeasor had already paid out. We're going after our client's insurance policy to get additional
Do you want to explain what that is, by the way?
UIM coverage?
Yeah.
It's on your own insurance policy to cover yourself if you're injured by someone else that has a lesser or a minimum policy in the state of New Jersey, which is currently $25,000. At the time, it was 15. Right,
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, and this is going on, I got to say, for about a year and a half. And I'm calling. I'm like, hey, can we settle this? Can we settle this? They weren't budging. And it was like inch. And I'm like, what are you doing? The client had 2 surgeries to the shoulder, 1 to the knee, nice lady, hardworking, worked in Nabisco. Now that's almost taken down.
Is it not down yet? I haven't been there since I left. I haven't been there in over a year.
Almost down.
Oh, okay.
Well,
they didn't explode it. They imploded it.
They didn't want to because of the asbestos.
Yeah.
So.
Got it.
But it took a long time, and it wasn't necessary, right?
Right.
We didn't need to get to that point in order to resolve this case. But the insurance companies just take the stand. Nobody's ever injured in an accident.
That's what bothers me the most.
When they have the gecko, when they have the Mayhem Man, and this is what they sell out there. They just,
But they fight everyone. Legitimate claims against, you're making it more expensive for everybody. You guys are making it more expensive.
Correct.
But like you settle these, obviously this patient was in, like, and your defense doctor, I've never heard that before either. Obviously that would be great for me.
Right.
No, I had one of the
rare.
defense doctors, old school. Am I allowed to say names on this thing? He's long since retired. I won't. All right. But
I don't know.
I'm like, I had to tell my attorney that, hey, by the way, the defense doctor's sitting in the back right over there. It was Bergen County. I'm like, so I changed my testimony because I didn't want him to have to be able to argue with anything. So I just went, I have like a photographic mind. So I just went into.
Argued that he has to be outside.
Well, I told him that, but he didn't care. So I said, screw it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to just read out of the textbook, out of my brain, all the orthopedic tests and what they indicate, and tell me how that guy who's 152 years old is going to be able to argue. You probably know who I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Who's going to be able to argue
the one that
anything
had the
that I'm saying.
airplane?
Oh, yeah. The one who's made a few bucks doing what he does and everything like that. And he had a Harvard degree from like 1908. He's long since gone, yes.
Yeah,
so, oh my God. And they used to, no, this is not about me. This is about you. Stop it. Stop getting her on. So, all right. But, so they finally settled that case, which is just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And
this is just the ongoing, in every case. It's just.
But this is why you need somebody like you to navigate this. Not your friend who's the real estate attorney and be like, oh, yeah, I'll take your personal injury case. It changes every day. The laws change. And, like, if you don't know what you're talking about, UIM.
Right.
You know, and stranger danger, we used to call it. Like, if you're somebody else's vehicle and all that kind of stuff. You live with somebody in a household. And I have all these attorneys like, oh, no, they're going to go under pleaga. I'm like, no, they're not. They never go under pleaga, ever.
There are so many nuances to the law that as a general attorney that practices real estate or bankruptcy or immigration.
Or entertainment. No
Yes.
offense, yeah.
They don't know. They don't know the intricacies of the personal injury world.
Yeah.
You really need to get someone that specializes. Like, I would never touch bankruptcy.
Right.
Or real estate or any of that.
You don't want me doing your cardiac surgery. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a reason why. Listen, the orthopedists are not doing the cardiac surgery, and the gastroenterologists are not doing knee surgeries. Like, this is, you specialize in it.
That's right.
Unbelievable. You're amazing.
You're amazing.
No. So let's talk about Zammitti, Shaw, and Breen.
Yes.
Extra $5 every time we say Zammitti Shaw first. Let me tell you over there. You know, this 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Amazing.
It's been an amazing ride. It really has.
What have you learned over these last 3 months?
How to be an entrepreneur.
Right?
Yeah.
Branding, entrepreneurship.
The branding, again, I started that about 2 years ago with the Jersey Girl Attorney, and I'm continuing to do that on Instagram, TikTok, and other platforms now. I've gotten onto YouTube.
Yeah. There we go. Uh-huh.
Different spaces.
Yeah.
Trying it out, seeing what's going on. But, we're talking to iHeartRadio, like you mentioned. So
I didn't even have that conversation with her beforehand. I'm just letting you guys know that. Yeah.
Yes. We have another meeting with them.
Terrific.
Yeah, which
and
is exciting.
You're enjoying this.
I'm loving it.
Right? Mm-hmm. It got easier.
Yeah.
You started to do this. So funny. I'll talk with my therapist. And you have all this stress. You had your other 15 offices. You've got these 3 offices. You got this. You got that. And you got your lawsuits going on and this, that, the other thing. And then she's like, and you got your podcast. And I'm like, can I stop you right there? I says, podcast? That's not stress. Like, if you told me somebody was coming in 4 minutes, like, okay, let's go. This is so much fun.
It is.
This is
so
easy.
Much fun.
By the way, you're over your time already. I'm just letting you know. Remember I told you 4 minutes?
Are you kidding?
I already knew it was 4 minutes ago before. I'm like, I'm not stopping this. So, Toros, you're going to have to edit this down if you want. But we're keeping on going, baby. This train is going to keep rolling.
It's what it is. It's fun, right?
It's fun.
Sherry and I have had a great relationship. For 25 years, we've worked together.
Yeah.
Right? And we just feed off of each other, and we finish each other's sentences. And we play, value games. So, all right, I think the value of this case, and I'll put it on a piece.
You write it on a piece, right? You turn it upside down over there.
And then we go, ready? 1, 2, 3.
And how often is it exactly the same? Or within right?
A lot.
Yeah, because you guys have the same.
Years, right. But, we have a lot. We have so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
She likes to rib me for my running out of gas, often. My old car. Not my current car.
You have an electric car now? You have hybrid?
No.
What do you mean you ran out of gas? You're a run out of gas kind of girl? This is over. I'm not editing. This is that. I cannot have a run out of gas girl on my podcast.
Oh, Sherry,
you can't be a powerful, unbelievable woman entrepreneur, rock star, and run out of gas.
It's because I am.
I know. Kelly's the same way. You don't even think about that. No. It's just everything else is in your head. You don't think about that.
So
that's all I think about. You need a yang. Is Sherry your yang?
Yes.
All right.
She would never run out of gas.
No, I would never. Oh my God. I had 52 miles left. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it. It's like half a mile to the gas station.
Okay, but I'm so, engrossed in my job and my career, and I have to get to the courthouse. I have to get to a deposition. So every once in a while, I can make it. And then you're on Essex Street like this, and the car runs out of gas. Put it in park. I run across the street, and I asked the guy at the gas station, I said, I'll watch the gas station. I promise I won't take a dime. Can you go put gas in my car?
No way. Does that work?
He didn't do it.
Yeah, of course not. What are you talking about? By the way, if you had that type of control, girl, things would be a hell of a lot different. I think I just watched a movie about mind games with Ben Affleck. I don't know what the hell that was called. I was just on a plane from Morocco. It was probably 26 years old. I have no idea. It was new to me. If you could do that stuff, he goes something like, I bet you never got a speeding ticket or something. Well, you're not going to get a speeding ticket.
No, right.
You're not going to get a speeding ticket because your car is stuck on the side of the road with no gas. No. You're not going anywhere. So.
But I did get a defense attorney to take me to the gas station, and then I annihilated his expert.
Come on.
Not great.
Can we talk about the fact that, everybody, you guys, we all know each other, right? The defense attorneys, we've been doing this. Everybody's doing it for 20, 25 years. You win some, you lose some. This is just the nature of the business, right?
Right. So I ran out of gas right before I was pulling into the parking lot to his, complex. And I think AAA came. They put gas in. It was a monster of a car. It wasn't enough gas. So I called him and I said, hey, can you come down and pick me up and bring me to the gas station to get more gas? So he comes, put the gas in. There was a little bit more that happened in between there. I had my Manolo,
of course.
shoes.
Oh, right.
Me in the street. It was hilarious. And, and then I go in and I
destroy him. You eviscerated him.
Destroy his security expert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun.
What did he say? He goes, I'm never picking you up again.
Except I can't believe you did this.
He picked you up on the next time it happened again. How many times has it happened? More than once. Is it more than once? Sherry, she has run out of gas more than one time and you're partnered with her? What's wrong with you? You kidding? Oh my God! Yeah. Please let Sherry do the books, if that's okay. Yeah. I think that's she's more detail oriented, perhaps.
I'm detail oriented, very detailed oriented when it comes to a case.
Got it.
When it comes to gas, back then I think it was just the car. I kept blaming the car.
Yeah.
It was the car.
You're gonna have to send one of the staff, one of your team, to go out and just make sure I have gas, make sure all this kind of stuff.
The past couple of years have been smooth.
Okay. You're learning.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I learned. Yeah.
All right, but entrepreneurship. Go back to that. I know we're over time. What's the biggest thing? What's the pearl? Did somebody give you the pearl, or you had to figure out the pearl yourself?
I don't think anybody gave us the pearl. We created our own pearl, right? We want to create a firm that is one-on-one and hands-on with all of the clients, right? We don't want to be a mill. We want to have that interaction with our clients.
We want to have a relationship.
That's right. We want to have the relationship. Just like a client that just had a baby.
Yes.
Right?
There you go.
So happy, thrilled, spoke to them while they were in the hospital.
I warned you.
Yes. I had it on my diary system.
Okay, good.
So it's just things like that. I want to know about my clients. I want to know, hey, how's your dog? Or how's your kid doing in school? I have a lot of clients and I know a lot about them.
Yeah.
And it's more than just being a number, and it's more than just, all right, you had an accident, these are your injuries, let me get you your money.
Yeah.
Right? I want them to remember and know, and I want to be part of their lives. Yeah. Essentially.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the wow experience.
It is the wow experience.
You provide the wow experience. That's my number one core value.
That's correct.
Yeah. And you and Sherry are completely both on board with that. All you do is personal injury?
That's it.
That's it.
Just personal injury.
That's the niche. Niche? We've been
niche.
Is it? Did it used to be niche and now it's niche?
No, niche.
It was always niche.
It was always niche.
I used to say it was niche. I was wrong. It's like nip it in the bud.
Yes.
Did you know it's nip it in the bud, not nip it in the butt?
Yes, in the bud.
Yeah.
B-U-D.
Yes, I know. Butt. Well, I mean, listen, that one I've known for a little while. Hold on. Today, and I might have gotten this on social media. Cold as hail?
Hell.
Hail. H-A-I-L.
Cold as hail?
That's what it is.
No.
That might not be right, but I think.
I don't know.
You made it.
It's got to be cold as hell.
Well, hell ain't cold.
I know.
That's the whole point, right?
That's right?
I think it's cold as hail.
I'm going to look that one up.
This is how we're going to end this one? Are you kidding me? No, I can't. Is there anything else you need the viewers to know?
Is there anything else I need them to know?
I don't even think we talked about anything yet.
Sure.
We haven't even
On
started.
their auto policy, you get $250,000 worth of PIP coverage, right?
How is it legal what they're doing? Again, the advertisements, save 15% or more, 15 minutes, and flow, and mayhem, and all this kind of stuff. And for up here in Bergen County, we did this test because I had all my employees go online. Da, 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 da. Do you know what what's the difference between a $250K dollars a month?
Dollars a month.
Down in Hudson County, it was more. Up here in Bergen County, it was less. Or in certain places.
I'm sure.
It was $6 a month.
Just because of the congestion.
Perhaps.
Down in Hudson.
$6 a month.
Expect that.
$6 a month.
I know.
And they save 215,000, but it used to be 235,000.
But what's even worse is how they get them to get health
insurance primary stuff. This is a whole other podcast. I don't have time for this.
This is a whole. We could be here for.
This is on your podcast. You can come and rent the room whenever you'd like. But yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable. And again, this is the reason why it is so important to have a personal injury attorney and people who know what they're doing. And I say the same thing on the treatment side. Like, you have to be able to work and understand what the whole process is, because if you don't do it correctly, you really don't allow the patients to get better the way they're supposed to get better, because you have to play the game so that the insurance company will cover the things. And then in order for you to have the patient get compensated, your client get compensated, you have to have that information. And if it doesn't all work together, it doesn't work. And then they win.
They do win.
I don't want them to win. Don't get me wrong. If you've got somebody who's lying, cheating, trying to steal, I'm not in love with that.
No.
I don't like that at all. But you've got legitimately injured people who they're arguing, and their defense expert has already agreed with the plaintiffs, and yet they're still arguing. And how do they get away with that?
Well, that's why you have attorneys like me. So
ladies and gentlemen.
Can't get away with that.
Natalie Zammitti Shaw, Zammitti Shaw and Breen. That's another $5 now. Sherry, got you over there. Unbelievable.
Yes.
I hope you had fun.
I had a lot of fun.
I had a really good time.
Yes.
You could
This
be
was
my co-host.
great.
I don't know. There's a couple of rehearsals
This
out
is
there.
easy.
It's easy, right?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Super easy.
We're gonna get some
Well, I
good
do
stuff
it
out of
almost
this.
every day.
It's the truth. You're a natural.
Little snippets, though. Little snippets.
Now you have to do it in Japanese.
Konnichiwa.
There we go. Unbelievable. I have to announce my next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, I should say, it's Billy Ash of Today's Business Digital Marketing. We're excited to have him next. So that's going to be the next episode on the Local BizCast. But this one was owned by Natalie Zammitti Shaw, also known as Jersey Girl Attorney. Where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
There you go. The practice is in Hackensack, New Jersey.
It is.
So
Yep.
pretty unbelievably
On
centrally
Hackensack
localized. Yeah.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah, very centrally located.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can find us at our website, www.injurylawyersofnj.com.
Injurylawyersofnj.com. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hi and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. We'll see you next time.